Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.
This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
This is D.
We're the authors of the book Make Love. Oh, I can't block D. Let's see.
That's okay. Go.
Make love, make money, make it last. 10 secrets to shape a great marriage. Want to hope you get that for your Christmas gifts to friends and family members who are in relationships. It's a great gift. You need a gift, a last minute gift. You can get the physical or the digital. Go to jolleymarriage.com and order copies today. One person bought 10 copies, said, I'm giving them to my siblings, my friends, my family members. Great gift. Keep marriages together. Amen. I said, what a great gift. Go to jolleymarriage.com and order copies of the book. And somebody ordered a workbook today, didn't they?
I don't know, dear.
Yeah, they did. Anyway, I can tell you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sometimes I read the emails before she gets to them. Anyway, welcome everybody, wherever you may be. People are joining in. This is quite a hot topic tonight. So we have.
You say that about everything.
This one is really a hot topic.
You say everything is a woo. Everything is a hot topic.
Because we only bring with good hot topics. That's why every week is a hot topic. So for those who are joining us first times, welcome. We're the Jolleys. We wrote a book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. It's now one of the popular marriage books around the world. And people are ordering it all around the world. And we're grateful. People are tuning in all around the world. People all over the world tune into this, either live or on the YouTube channel. So please share it with your friends and family. This is my beautiful bride. She's cuter and cuter and sweeter and sweeter. Well, cuter and cuter every day. I always say she sometimes can be sweet. Sometimes she's tough as nails. So, but she's.
I got my Christmas color. I got red and I got green.
You got green. Everybody see her red, green. Okay, so you look quite Christmassy and cute.
Thank you, dear.
I just love this woman. Woo! Turns me on. Anyway. Senior Terrence is up in the house on Instagram. Vivian Carriago is in the house on Instagram. And Brenda Coase is here. Made it. Lord have mercy. Amen. Thank you, Terrence. Made it. I hope y'all are having a good week. Okay. Any thing before we get into this week's show that we got to bring updates? Just going to thank everybody who's told their friends, family members, peers, co-workers about the show. We really appreciate you. You have made this a popular show, not us, but you. And we encourage you to keep doing that. Just keep sharing and telling people and
just share the ideas. It can help someone. Hopefully, it will help many different people.
Yeah, we've got people who are on their way to divorce court who are now not because of the book and because of the show. So,
well, at least it helps to start a conversation. Because the main reason people break up, sex, money, and communication.
Right.
And communication is that common thread.
Right.
So we have to learn how to talk to each other. It's not a natural thing.
No.
And now with the phone, more social media, people actually talk face-to-face less.
Right.
And so you don't have the benefit of the facial expressions, the intonation of the voice, and it becomes more and more of a challenge. Research says that people are becoming more disconnected because of the social media and the phone. It's in our face all the time, but we're really not communicating.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. We got more. Good evening, Beverly Battle Sanford. And let's see, Terrence. When I think of cheaters, it reminds me of that song, Run Around Sue, my grandmother used to listen to. Oh, Run Around Sue. This might be.
I don't know that.
I know what that Run Around Sue song about. Anyway, let's talk about this cheaters thing. So, we invite people to send emails. info@williejolly.com. Send us an email. info@williejolly.com.
Want to share concerns, ideas, or whatever.
Or whatever you want. And we will discuss it without
you don't
calling
really
your
know
name.
Who that
You'll
anyway,
be anonymous because we don't want to put your business out in the street. So
maybe this challenge can help somebody else.
So why don't you tell what it is?
Okay. This was simply this person cheated on their spouse.
Ooh.
They cheated on the spouse, but they broke it off before their spouse found out.
Okay.
Now they feel guilty. Can I say which sex it was?
No.
Now they.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And I think this is really unusual.
Yeah,
I think it's unusual
Yeah.
because it was the female who cheated on her husband.
Ooh.
Okay. She broke it off before he found out about it, and now she feels guilty. She has a guilty conscience. And so her question is, should I tell? Ooh. So my immediate response, when I
wonder if we got this. We haven't discussed this yet. What our position is?
No, we have not discussed it. So it is a female who is cheated on her husband. We don't know any of the details. This is just a short summary. Cheated on her husband. She broke it off before he found out about it, and now she feels guilty. So she's not planning on leaving, but she realized the error of her ways, and now she's every time I look at my husband, I feel bad, and so I want to tell him. Should I tell him? Yeah, you're next.
Guilty conscience.
A guilty conscience.
Guilty conscience. She want to fess up now. Fess up. Woo!
All right, I read it now.
What do you said you getting ready to give your position on it? You was getting ready to give your thoughts on it. What she should do. Go ahead.
Why don't you give yours?
No. I want to hear yours first.
Okay, first thing is she shouldn't tell.
Okay, you say she should not tell. Why?
No. So what good does it do to tell her husband that she has cheated on him? I think with male egos, that could even make the situation worse or to simply untenable. That's a summary. You don't have to back up and say, if you say, "Oh my," now I feel guilty. First of all, I'd take myself to counseling.
That's good. That's good.
Take myself. Let's assume I feel guilty because my conscience is catching up with me, and I am a Christian, and let's say I fell from grace or whatever, right? So what should I do? I'd go for counseling at the church, the pastor, or somebody, and explain, fess up, and ask, what should I do? Individually, I would not tell. What advantage is there to tell your husband who is unaware that you have run around on him? What benefit is there? I don't see any benefit. And are you prepared for what he will say or do once you come and say, "Oh, well, honey, I just want to tell you that this is what I did." Oh, are you prepared for what his response is going to be? What if he says, "Oh, well, we've had some issues, and maybe I had something to do with this. Let's go to counseling"? I doubt that very seriously. I think he would be outraged and hurt. I don't know which greater, hurt or outraged. What will you do with that? After you tell him, will you say, "I realized I messed up. There was some problem in our relationship when I felt like I couldn't communicate with you, and so I fell from grace and I did this, and this was just a one time"? Or are you going to confess that I had an affair with this person for several months? Hey, it's a mess. So I don't know why you would tell in the beginning, unless you also, or you might want to hurt this person. Hello?
That's another point.
Have you really ended the relationship? Is this what did Cheryl say? Is this revenge? Revenge
affair, or give
a hall pass.
She
a hall
pass.
You know, you did something early on, and it's still stuck in my craw.
Now I get a shot,
and now I get to do something to you. You know that's not right either.
Right,
because
two wrongs don't make a right.
No.
Okay, that's what you said.
So they're all it's all mixed up. But my bottom line is no, I would not tell. Not unless I want to divorce this person. I want to divorce this person. I want to turn the knife at him because it's something he done to me. Because you know it's over. Definitely don't go to sleep or sleep with one eye open. Definitely don't eat anything they prepare. All right, so there you go.
Is that okay? I wanted to get Terrence. I agree with Terrence. Terrence said, "Go to the Catholic Church, sit in the box, and confessed to the priests with the shade down. Okay, and so that was it. Terrence also said he's been through that. He's been through that. Okay, and
how did you handle it?
He said, let's see what he wrote here. He wrote, first time his heart got broken.
Oh.
And her personality changed, and he knew something was wrong, but he couldn't put his finger on it. And he was the last to know. His mother knew, his sister knew.
Oh.
But I was truly the last to know. I asked my family, they said they didn't want to hurt me.
Oh.
Wow. All right. Let me tell you my perspective. First, in the book, we talk about how important it is to have wisdom. One of the things about wisdom is you have wisdom is the essence of not knowing what to do, but being gifted or blessed with a ability to make the right decision in difficult times. Wisdom will make you realize that having an affair is like telling a lie. Once you start, you got to keep it going. So it's always better not to tell the lie in the first place. That said, I want to make sure I said, as I thought about this, the first and most important part of this is wisdom, that you don't have the affair in the first place. Now, sounds, of course, that's retrospect. That's 2020.
And I'm going to jump in here. You said you have.
You should not have the affair in the first place.
That is so. You're right. Wisdom.
But you didn't have wisdom. There was no wisdom there. Now, once you had the affair, which was foolish.
They already know that.
Okay, now she broke it off.
Yes.
She didn't tell why. Maybe
we don't know why.
We don't know why. But she broke it off, and now she's guilty. And she want to know, should I come clean? The answer is absolutely not. Do not come clean.
I thought you were going to say yes.
No, don't come clean. Take that to your grave, okay?
You need to. This is part of your penance and stuff.
Yeah, you got to suffer through this, and take it to your grave and just suffer because you made you boo boo in the first place. Now, don't add to it by telling, because here's the thing: you don't know the consequence. You don't know.
I did say that.
Yeah, you did, but you didn't use that word.
You're so
erudite and scholarly.
You're scholarly and erudite. I'm like the bottom line.
So
if you tell them,
you don't know
sleep with your eyes open. You know, no.
Now we have, and one more thing. I had a couple. You know, we don't do counseling, but we do mentoring.
Mentoring.
And
like us, right? Use this as an example.
Well, we show what we at least know, and if we don't know, we give you some examples of some people who have done good or had situations. But this couple, the guy had an emotional affair, and his wife found out. He cut it off, but his wife never forgave him. Now, he never had sex with the woman. He just had it.
But that's what he said. That's not what his wife believed.
That's right. He claimed, you know, I'll tell you the truth. I never had any sexual physical contact. It was emotional. But she became like what they call it a work husband, a work wife, or whatever. They were very, very close. He told her all the stuff he should have been telling his wife. But anyway.
And then
the wife never forgave him. Never forgave him. And
a detour.
And she started then looking around for dudes who, you know, I want to get you back.
But the detour from this, which is like a brand, is that they had communication problems in the beginning that led to all of these things.
Well, you assume that. I don't. Oh, you mean that situation that I just spoke? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they had very bad communications issues. But here's what I want to say. Don't tell. Zip it. Take it to your grave.
I would raise the question: what good?
Yeah, so what good can it do? It just the good.
What good can come out of your telling other than you have relieved your conscience?
Well, you've gotten off your chest, your conscience.
So how did that help your mate?
Well, you don't know if it will or not. I don't know. He might say what you said. Okay, let's go to counseling. Now we've had on conversations. Now it wasn't told to them. They found out about it, and then this one we were at a place, and they put in a note in the box, anonymous, and she said he had an affair 15 years ago, has never apologized, and has never discussed it.
So they have never.
And she
said, "My goodness."
She said, "I hate it. I hate it."
So how could she hate it so much and still be with him for 15 years and not
not
poison him?
she might be a good Christian woman.
Are you saying I'm not a good Christian woman if I slowly poisoned you as a result of?
Well, I'd say you had some different theological perspectives. So Terrence said his wife told him that she hated being married.
Aww.
Her cheating was not his fault. She just didn't like marriage. So he forgave her. That was great of you,
wow.
Terrence. That was great of you. Someone said, cheater, pumpkin eater. He said it, but it was devastating. He said it was devastating. And cheated before they said I do. She knew before they said I do, they know they're cheaters. So they hide in the marriage.
Wow.
Ooh, and then he got one more quote. Trauma is feels like you are dying, but it's not physical. Ooh, that's deep, Terrence. I'm sorry that happened, but I'm glad you're able to communicate it and share it. Okay, Brenda.
I guess it's partly. I wish they.
Okay, now Brenda asked. Brenda asked. Okay, well, what about if he finds out about it later? Then she got to deal with it. Then she got to get counseling. But that you go to counseling. You apologize
profusely. You've asked for forgiveness, and I would say, I hope that you would never find out. I am so sorry
because I didn't want to hurt
counseling. Yeah, let's work at mending this. And then it becomes, well, why didn't you come to me before? I didn't know how. It's a mess. It's just it's just like you're saying. Well, let's not go down the path to begin with, and it's still so difficult because you have not communicated the most painful thing of all to your spouse before you cross the line and actually cheat.
Wow.
And in some instances, the emotional cheating is just as bad as the actual physical act in the minds of some people. Right? So, which is more difficult? More of a challenge?
This is a messy situation that was a result of not being wise. I don't want to just say foolishness.
Well, I understand. Every time you say not being,
what do you think?
I'm kind of stuck when you say, "Well, you of not being wise." Okay, so they're not wise. We have millions of people who are not wise.
There are a lot of
but
people.
This is a situation now. It's too late to go back and get the wisdom. You've already done the thing.
They had messed it up.
So what are we? So here's some questions that you want to ask yourself before you make the decision to tell or not to tell. You want to ask yourself some questions. One might: do you want your relationship with your spouse, your current spouse, to continue?
Good question. Because that spouse might say, "I'm out." We had a situation where the spouse said, "I'm out," when he found out. "I'm out." She said, "But I've apologized. I've confessed." He said,
That is not enough.
"I'm out."
Can you throw yourself on the sword, throw yourself off the cliff to show me that you love me that much? Then you dead and I get the life insurance money?
Woo!
know. You say I'm difficult to live with.
Yeah. Okay. How about he finds out later? Okay. Beverly had a question she hadn't finished. Taryn.
Second question I would raise is, okay, she said she broke it up. She broke it off before her husband found out, right?
Yeah.
Is it really over? Do you still have feelings for this person? Honestly, did you?
Well, she said she said she ended it.
Mm-hmm.
Completely ended it. That's
and we don't know why she ended it. I mean,
well, we don't know why.
Okay.
I can't guess. Go ahead. What's your next question?
And then the next one is what you talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Is it likely? What will you do if your partner finds out? You didn't tell him, and they find out.
Well, then you fess up. Then you
lie. They lying. It never happened. It just continues. So
if it comes out in the wash, then you fess up.
Yeah.
Say I'm sorry.
You fall on the sword.
I fall on the sword, but
forgive me.
Risk versus reward.
Okay, you're going to go to your 4 questions. Is that what you're going to do? I'm
going to go to my 4 questions about making wise choices. And you have to ask 4 questions. Now, this one is a little out of the regular. What's the best that could happen if I do this?
Nothing.
Okay, what's the best? What's the best that would happen if I do this? Number 2, what's the worst that would happen if I do this, if I fess up? So what's the best that could happen if I fess up? You already said
he forgives me.
He forgives me.
That's the best.
That's the best that could happen. He can forgive me. What's the worst that could happen if
he leaves you or does something or does physical harm?
Yeah, does physical harm, but more importantly, he leaves you and he's
got grounds for divorce.
He got grounds for the divorce, and he takes everything. Okay, it can get real ugly. Like somebody we know. Who the woman had the affair on the man, and he got full custody of the kids. She only gets to see the kids now once a month, supervised. That's how bad it is. Okay, it's really bad. So, what's the best that could happen if you do this? Not much. He forgives you. Number 2, what's the worst? Your life goes to pot. What's the most likely thing to happen?
I don't know.
We don't know. We don't really know.
Because we don't know the personalities
of the person,
or the insecurities that they each bring to the table. We don't know that.
Now, here's the question, though, that is an important question. Are you willing to live with the worst to get to the best?
No, what is the best?
Well, the best we think we can get it. He says, it's okay. I'll go to counseling. I'll stay. That's the best we can think. He's not going to say, the best ain't, well, I don't care. That ain't the best solution. The best solution is, I care, I love you, I forgive you, I'm staying, let's go to counseling. Like Kevin Toney said his wife did. Now he didn't tell her, she found out, but she didn't leave him. And he had
okay, just say who Kevin Toney was quickly.
Kevin Toney, it's in the book, his book, a great book. It's called the
Breaking the Men's Code.
Thank you. Breaking the Men's Code. His father and uncles and grandfather always had women on the side. He came out of Detroit, Michigan. They told him, when you get married, you always have a woman on the side. We got married right out of Howard University. He was a keyboard player with the group The Blackbirds. He was the original keyboard player. And for 25 years, he had affairs. Just on the road, having affairs. So he
didn't bring diseases home to his wife? Well, and you're like, you don't know that.
I don't know that, but I don't think so. But one day, he was with his friend. His friend had made a commitment to the Lord, had changed his life. He used his friend as an excuse. Friend said, I'm not lying for you. I'm not going to lie. So he said, he wasn't with me. So when he got home, the wife said, where were you? Oh, I'm with Bobby. I called Bobby. He said he wasn't with you. Fess up. So he had to fess up. But she didn't leave him. They went to counseling. They went to counseling. Their marriage was healed, and now they have a ministry on.
She was already working. Wasn't she in a ministry or something in the church?
No, she was in the entertainment industry as well. Oh. So, let's see. Beverly, you have to tell them if they find out. It's a possibility you lose everything. Right. If they find out, you got to tell them. You got to fess up, apologize, and go through the process.
And the best thing is for it to not happen to begin with.
So first, what's the risk? What's the best that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? What's the most likely thing to happen? But are you willing to live with the worst, lose everything to get to the best for him to say, okay, I forgive you, or we'll go to counseling? It's a heavy weight to not know what you're going to do. And those are why you have to make wise decisions.
This is why counseling, there is wisdom in a multitude of counsel. Is that how it goes? And before you step across the line from even flirting to thinking about, nobody will know but us.
Right.
You need to seek the wisdom of somebody other than
like
your
the lady
own
who
counsel.
took me to the.
Oh, you should tell that.
So there was a lady who worked.
I didn't know until he told me later.
A lady worked for us, who was working for us as a marketing person, and we're working every day in the office. And she said one day, "I want to meet with you at a restaurant downtown where it's after hours place, and I want to meet some people, whatever." When I got there, and she said she was sitting at a table, and she said, "Come over, I want to talk to you." And I said, "Okay, what are we talking about? Where are we going? Who are we meeting?" She said, "No, I just want to talk to you." She said, "I'm married." I said, Yeah. You talk about your husband," but she didn't talk about him nicely. And she said, "And I know you're married." I said, "Yeah." I'm like, "What does that got to do with it?" She said, "I'd like to have a relationship with you, an affair. No one needs to know but us. No one. We'll keep it quiet." I was stunned. And I said, "Wow." She said, "And we can just go get at it."
Now, we work with her. I work with this person.
And I was
in our office.
And I was stunned. I didn't know how exactly, but I did know what's the best that could happen. What's the worst that could happen? What's the most likely thing to happen? Are you willing to live with the worst to get to the best? What's the best that could happen? Have a good roll in the hay, even if for one time. What's the worst that could happen? I lose my wife. What's the most likely thing? Well, you're most likely to have a one-night affair and then done. Am I willing to live with the worst? Lose my wife and my house and my family. For what's the best? A short-term fling? I said, "Ma'am, I appreciate it. I'm humbled. I feel kind of, my ego is stroked, but no thanks. I can't do that. That's not going to happen." I never saw her again. We never saw her again. She never came back around to work.
Well, it wouldn't make sense for her to come back to the office.
I never saw her again.
The assumption being, if you said no,
I came back home.
Me.
I came home and told you. I walked in the house and said, "You will not believe what happened tonight. You're not going to believe this." And I told her. And so, folks, get the book, about the risk-taking formula, and Kevin Tony's, a big section of our book talks about that. If you're thinking about it, that's in, I think that's about decision. I think that's the decision.
It's always a mess.
That's the side to make it last. And then leave the drama with your mama. Yes.
People.
It can wreck a family. Look.
People happily married live longer.
That's right.
Live longer,
Beverly said it can wreck a family. Terrence just said his children took the wife's side when she had the affair, because they could not believe she would do that. And it wasn't until they were grown that they came. I think the best for me, I learned that it was not my fault. My children today know that it was not my fault. And they have let's see.
Is that what it said?
He said, "Oh, let me read exactly. I hate it." Let me get that. They're from Latrobe. The Kazera's in Latrobe. Okay. It breaks so many commandments of God: covetousness, lying, adultery. And then you better ask yourself this question: are you going to tell your spouse before anyone else? Because the secret is not yours, just yours. The best for me was that I learned it was not my fault, and my children today know that because their mother passed away. It divided my family. The children wanted to take their mother's side because they didn't believe she would do that. So it was my fault. For many years, I thank God she straightened out. She straightened out before she passed. When you're invested in a wife, it changes you forever. Some men become super dog. My dad told me I turned to Jesus. Come on now. And he was proud of me.
What a blessing.
And that's great. Man, that's powerful, Terrence. That's powerful. So, folks, it can wreck a family, it can wreck a house, it can wreck so much. So the answer is, the real answer is are you willing to live with the worst to get to the best? Ask yourself, what's the best? What's the worst? And are you willing to live with the worst to get to the best?
And
that's our answer to the question.
It's not just you.
No, it's not you. It's other people involved. Be wise. Pray for wisdom, folks, so that you don't start.
Pray for it and then seek it out too.
Yeah. Okay. Our time is up. Anything we got to tell them about coming up? This is still time for us to. Oh, what we told them. Get
Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts right now. Go to Jolley Marriage right now.
You get a digital
Jolley
copy
Marriage
versus
right now.
a physical.
And we're praying for you, Terrence. He said it makes me cry sometimes when he thinks about it, but he lifts his hand to the Lord. Amen.
So, Terrence, you have lessons to share with others because you've been through
Yes,
this.
you have.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Thank you for sharing.
Great. Thank you, man. Great Christmas gifts. We want to end on this so people can go get copies right now. JolleyMarriage.com. Jolley Marriage. You can get the physical, you can get the audio, and you can get the digital. Give them as gifts. Buy 10, 12, 15, and just give them away for Christmas. We'll sign them. If you tell us who to sign them to, we'll autograph them. Hey, thank y'all. Hey, love you guys. Thank you, Terrence, for sharing out of your heart. And he said he loves the book. It helps stop the pain. Thank you, man. And thank you, everybody. Have a great week. And we'll see you.
Be careful out there. We don't have to be crazy giving stuff at Christmas time. We give our love and share all year long.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you. Thank you, Beverly Shea. Thank you for your deposits. Amen. God bless you. All right, folks, we're on out. Here we go with the music from my one-man show, my jazz album, Close to You.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.